What's up, my friends? Welcome back to a very special edition of Crossing the Line podcast. Thanks so much for coming back and hanging out with us. Yes, we are a little bit late this week to produce some content. So to make it up to you, there's no podcast this week. We'll be back to full force next week. Monday night, we'll record once again, and you'll have all the great conversations. So we're going to dive into some fun stuff, and that's all we're going to do this week. Consider this an elongated final segment because, as we made mention in our last podcast episode, we are going to do a backyard baseball draft. So before we get going, gentlemen, in some semblance of an order, Mike Davella, Mark Vignani, Jack Molesky, myself, Tyler Zulli. Good to be back with you guys.
Great to be here. I was excited to start this podcast, and it's no exaggeration that this is the most excited I think we've all collectively been for an episode thus far.
There has been note taking. There have been spreadsheets made.
Even Mark has researched.
This is serious.
Even
Mark has done research.
And there was almost trades made for the picks. So, like,
this Mark is going draft day on us.
Taking it.
Yeah, it's big time. And the only thing missing, it seems, are Sunny Day and Vinny the Gooch. Otherwise, we would have it all.
Vinny the Gooch.
We want a batter, not a broken ladder.
All right, guys. So let's establish some ground rules really quickly, and we're going to do our best. Mike, this is where your magic comes in. We're going to flash the rules up on the screen for this draft. The rules are simple, but for you to be able to follow along at home, here are your rules in this backyard baseball draft. There are 29 backyard kids. Since there are 4 of us, we'd like to have as complete of a backyard team, I say in air quotes, as possible. So therefore, you must select at least 6 backyard players, which means, of course, that you can only have up to 3 pro MLB type players. There are some caveats to taking your 3 pro MLB players. You cannot select a pro with your first pick. You cannot select a pro with your last pick. You also cannot select pros with consecutive picks. The final one, of course, is you cannot pick a pro to be your pitcher. So no Randy Johnson, no Curt Schilling, no Frank Thomas. They can be on your team, but they can't be on the mound.
Can we talk about how ridiculous it was that Frank Thomas was a better pitcher than hitter in the backyard 2000? He was one of the best pitchers.
Elite.
I had to go to other websites other than the one that Tyler sent us just to check. So I was like, maybe it's wrong. Maybe somebody messed this up.
I had to play the game to make sure that he was actually a better pitcher than hitter, and he was.
This game divided everything.
Again.
Nothing made sense. Kenny Kawaguchi was the fastest guy in the league. Explain that.
He had wheels, bro. He had wheels.
Keisha Phillips, big old Keisha Phillips was running at a 9 speed. How you doing?
All right, guys. So the draft order was predetermined before the show started. By the way, this is a snake draft, of course. So for those of you that aren't familiar with snake drafts, yep, it's exactly right. Bends back and forth. Whoever has the first pick will not pick again until 7. Whoever has the 4th pick will get picks 4 and 5. So this draft order was determined before with a randomized wheel. Mark, you are lucky number 1. Jack, you will pick 2nd. I will pick 3rd. Mike, you will have the 4th pick. You will also, of course, have the 5th pick in this draft. So without further ado, unless you guys have some questions or comments, let's jump right into things. Mark,
do it, boys.
You're on the clock.
I wonder who he's going to pick.
Holy shit.
In the first annual backyard baseball draft, I think it's an easy selection. I think it's the obvious selection. It's the brand, honestly.
The brand. He is the backyard sports.
Play that walk-up music.
With the first overall pick in the draft, I select Pablo Sanchez.
Who's your team? You gotta announce the team.
The secret weapon. Oh, yes, by the way, we have teams. We've all selected team names. Mark, go ahead.
The Super Duper Monsters select Pablo Sanchez.
There you go. With that,
Super Duper Monsters. What a name.
With that,
they're a special kind of monster. That's
the crazy fishes are on the clock.
Crazy fishes are on the clock. Man, number 1's easy, right? If anyone didn't pick Pablo, it would have been crazy. Feel like I could go 3 different ways here with number 2. But I think the best way to go with number 2 is, look, in a little league setting, you want to just hit bombs, right? Hit nukes. So my man is going to roll up with heavy metal.
Don't you
headsets on.
dare.
And my God, Ahmed Khan is going to lead the Crazy Fishes to a championship.
Oh,
Ahmed Khan is going off the board at number 2.
I am absolutely thrilled that you selected Ahmed Khan because that makes pick number 3 super, super easy. She is the secret weapon because everybody knows Pablo Sanchez, right? He's not a secret weapon after a while.
No.
She is the secret weapon, the best running back in football, a basketball sharpshooter. And of course, she also hits bombs and can move a little bit on the base pass with the 3rd overall pick, the Humongous Wombats. Am I humongous?
Oh, yeah.
The Humongous Wombats.
Ask Bridget.
The Humongous Wombats select Keisha Phillips.
I hate
Round
being
round
the
with
fourth
that
pick.
Nina.
I hate
No,
being
we
the
smoking
4th
on
pick.
Keisha.
God damn it. I don't know
Well, the
who to
good news
pick.
is, Mike,
man.
Those are
you've
the
got-
obvious 3 that we're
You've got
definitely going to get.
back-to-back selections.
I don't want back-to-back selections. I wanted one of those 3.
those.
I hate this. Oh,
This is
jeez.
fair.
Oh, no. All right. Well, I'm going against everything that I wanted to do because all I want to do is hit bombs, but there's
You've got
really
plenty of-
nobody else
I
available.
knew you were going to go back on this in your first pick.
He's thinking way too much, guys. This is a backyard baseball draft.
Are you kidding me? You can't think enough. This is a tough selection. When you're going up against the Crazy Fishes and the Humongous Wombats,
You know
The
what?
Super duper monster.
Screw it.
the Super Duper Loopers.
Oh.
We're sticking with the original plan, boys. The Mighty Melonheads hit bombs. And the Mighty Melonheads are going to be taking personal favorite of mine. The reasoning being he has the same name that I do. Mikey Thomas. Nugget is a part of the Mighty Melonheads.
Oh.
A 10 batter, and he is off the board.
It's a great
Hell
selection.
yeah. Carry
And
a
we're going
big
to follow it up by continuing down the path of getting as many 10 batters as possible and going with the mighty Sammy Sosa as my next pick.
Ooh, the first pro goes off the board, and it's Sammy Sosa.
Can I just say that the Sammy Sosa was the number 1 pro on my list? I think he is the best pro in this game.
Oh,
if
yeah.
it be. He's got speed. He's got a corked bat. He's got it all. Also,
got
Mikey
steroids.
Thomas, carry a big bat, carry a bigger box of Kleenexes. I mean, that guy is
Always
that guy
sick.
rakes.
Nugget, baby. Gotta
Wait,
love
What was the fourth pick?
him. Mikey Thomas.
Mikey Thomas.
That's right. Sorry.
All right, I'm going strictly power with this move because
Hell yeah.
as much as I know Keisha's going to steal me a couple bags and she's going to play some decent infield, maybe a little third base, a little preview for you. This player that I'm going to select can't pitch and she can't run. Actually, no, I lied. She can run. She just can't pitch. She's fast. She hits bombs. She can field a little bit. She's an average fielder. I am going with maybe the first surprise pick of the draft. The Humongous Wombats are taking Annie Frazier. Bombs, a 9-hitter, 8 running. My team is going to hit bombs.
Catcher in the 4-hole catcher at a Grateful Dead concert. Annie Frazier.
Definitely peace, love, and
Other
And
things.
bombs.
and
You know
Grateful
what the
Dead.
best part of that is, though? You're the Wombats, and if there's one thing I know about Annie Frazier, is she loves to play for teams with animals.
She does love
Check
the
you out.
animals.
That's actually a boost, I believe.
I
Yeah.
think it is. Look at
Her
you.
haircut matches the rainbow on her shirt. They both like end perfectly at the same length. Yeah, Annie Frazier.
Jack, you're on the clock.
Name a better combo than Annie Frazier and Woodstock. I would say my
Firefest and everybody that went.
right. My number 2 pick. So I went for power. I'm gonna go for a little bit of power, a lot of speed, and a whole lot of country strong here. Pete Wheeler coming off the board
pick.
here. I mean,
Strong
he's the
pick.
prototypical leadoff hitter, and he is the perfect complement to the hard rocking Ahmed Khan.
Also, I think some of these numbers are deceiving because you get a 7 in fielding for Pete Wheeler. The guy can't catch.
He can't, but he can run to the position where that ball will be, and then you got a 50-50 chance there.
That's fair. Very true.
I'd probably clonk him in the head for sure, but yeah.
I mean, that's a big ass head though. What is that? Like, he's so long.
He was born next to a nuclear power plant. He's got an IQ of 6, and he was hit in the head with several rocks as a child. But man,
can that boy run
basketball?
Love it. I like the crazy fishes so far.
All right, so to round out the second round, the super duper monsters are kind of torn between two, and I'll give you a hint. They're going to be pros.
Okay.
I'm torn between two because, one brings an added bonus to the team of steroids, and I think it's never too soon for kids to get
I wonder who that could be.
That is half of the pros in this game, though.
It really is.
This might as well be Slugfest, if we're being honest. We're just somebody catching on fire away from this being a T-rated game.
The other one, just, an all-around favorite. But I think I'm going to go with Barry Bonds because the team needs steroids.
The poster boy to steroids.
Smart.
He's the one that did it the best. So then with my second pick and my
Mark's
first pick in the third round,
yeah,
I'm all up. And I think I'm torn, again, between two. But I can't tell you the other one because I'm going to definitely pick it later. So I'm going to go with the always consistent, the always good, and never afraid to get in the mix as the boss. Sal Dobbs.
7s across the board.
I like it.
Just a very
all
solid,
7s.
consistent player.
The sister of Jack's least favorite player.
They're going to get hit.
Courtney Cox's favorite player. 7.
Ooh.
All right, back up to me. I feel like I should take a pro this time.
You do have to spread your pros out because, remember, you can't take one with the last pick.
And probably the only reason I will take a pro is because I have to spread them out because I do have a couple other backyard kids I'd like to take. But we got to go with the pro. For the second time in a row, we're going with a lefty batter. Probably the best left-handed swing.
Don't you do it.
Ken Griffey Jr.
It's a great pick. That was who I was going with next. So
He
tremendous.
was my favorite pro to play with in this game.
He was just my favorite pro.
He had so much. How do you produce swag from backyard baseball? Ken Griffey Jr. has it.
Backyard's hat and like winked at you after he hit a bomb.
It was like, and then he just walking to the plate.
He swept the plate like it was a broom every time he came up to the plate. Yeah, he was electric.
Man's different.
All right,
different.
At some point, I'm gonna need to pick an arm because so far my players have 1 pitching and 4 pitching, but I'm not gonna do that this round. I'm gonna go with an underrated pro, a guy that I argue for as a Hall of Famer every time he comes up. I think he actually just got in.
I know who this is.
Because this man hit bombs in thin air out in Colorado for a large portion of his season. Come on down, 9 hitting, 8 running.
Larry Walker.
I think 9 fielding. Larry Walker.
Larry.
Larry.
I like that one.
Great hair.
It's a good pick.
Great
Humongous Wombats. How we doing?
Humongous Wombats are going to hit 50 home runs and give up 50 home runs.
Well, you know who's going to hit more home runs? The Mighty Melonheads, because we are going with another 10 batter. We're going to make sure that we hit as many bombs as the league can let us hit because we are going with the MVP, Jocinda Smith, baby.
Oh, Jocinda.
Doing. Only second to Keisha Phillips as my favorite.
Here's the
hitter
thing.
In this. What?
Here's the thing with Jocinda Smith. She has a 10 batting. She's not a power hit.
Doesn't matter.
She's going to get you a lot of base hits. She's going to get on base a lot. But if you want to hit bombs.
I don't know. When she swung that bat in the animation, it seemed like the biggest bat in the game.
She's a 10 batting. That's all.
Jocinda had swag.
She does. This team, it has so much swag. Mikey Thomas, Jocinda Smith, Sammy Sosa. You kidding me? No one's
I
gonna
love
fuck with this
how
team.
you listed swag in the order starting with Mikey Thomas.
Mikey Thomas, dude's just perpetually ill.
He's elite.
There's nothing sicker than being sick. Mikey Thomas.
You know what? Sometimes you just got to do it. And you know what?
Mike's team is going to have to forfeit this week as his team has been ravaged by illness. A stomach bug has run through the organization.
Run
Sticks
it back,
and stones
Mikey.
may break my bones, and you know who's coming on to the mighty Melonheads, Mr.
Ronnie
Sticks
Dobbs.
himself, Amir Khan. We're going with one of the best pitchers in the game. Need to lock him down. The brother of the GOAT, Ahmed Khan. Had to get somebody. If I was gonna not going away with one of the Khan brothers, I was gonna be really sad tonight. So Amir, you are a mighty Melonhead brother. Wear it proudly.
Would have been real fun to this draft for you.
See, here's the thing. Now that a pitcher finally went off the board, it's like quarterbacks in your fantasy football draft. Now that a pitcher went off the board, there might be a run for pitchers.
You're the only way to prove it.
And I am going to take a pitcher because I had no idea that this girl could throw smoke the way she throws smoke.
I know who you're going with.
She hits a little bit too. Listen, we are going to have rocks in our brains in the field. We're going to make 140 errors this year, but we're going to hit bombs and we're going to throw smoke. Come on down to this squad, Sugar Pop Angela Del Vecchio.
Yeah. Best pitcher in the game if you're looking at pure backyard kid. I think she threw a little like underhand sidearm, spinny action. Like
little slurve.
Yeah. No, pretty solid.
The
so I guess
before it was invented.
I guess we'll continue the pitchers.
Is that a sweeper or a slutter?
I can't believe baseball is just going with that.
It took a long time for them to go, maybe we call it a sweeper instead.
How about we just go back to slider? Have you guys thought about
Well, I don't know.
Nope. Can't go with it.
Analytics don't agree with that. So if we're going pitchers, we'll have to go with another underrated player, honestly. So I watched, I'm not proud to say this, I watched a video where they ranked all 61 players in backyard baseball on YouTube. And they ranked them on average of all their stats, all four of their stats, added up and then divided. And this player was in the top 10. And I've never played with her in my life, but based on this video, based on the stats and pitching, I'm going to go with her. She holds a teddy bear, and apparently she pitches the hell out of the game. Luann Liu. She is a 6 hitter, a 9 runner, a 10 pitcher, and a 4 fielder. But she's not going to see the field other than on the mound. And she actually hits for, I'll probably bump with her most of the time, but we're going to go with Luann as the pitcher on this squad, on the Crazy Fishes.
Your swag factor just took a massive hit.
Are you serious? She has a teddy bear, bro.
Lame.
She's got a teddy bear, bro.
Lame.
Come on, bro.
Come on, bro.
Dude, Luann Liu.
Miss me with
Mark
Luann
Wahlberg.
Liu.
Best friend's a teddy bear. Swag.
Worth it. So super duper monsters with our next pick. We're going to strictly think about our matchup only with the humongous Wombats. We're going to go with that sibling rivalry.
Ooh.
I want me some Tony Del Vecchio.
Oh, Tony. Hey,
Tony.
Kid can't pitch.
Tony.
Not like his sister in that regard, but decent hitting, decent fielding, not a bad runner. He's going to probably bring, I'm not going to say swag. He's probably going to bring, I don't know, like the mob.
A shit ton of bubble gum. That man is just popping bubble gum.
Mob and 3/4 of the cast of Grease.
If it's only 3/4, I think we'll be all right.
Tony Del Vecchio and his crew just come up in there.
Go Grease lightning, you're burnt. Yeah, exactly.
And then I guess I got a back-to-back here. It's tough to not go for a pro, but I'm surprised that this person has lasted as long as they have on this board. She is a great hitter, a great fielder.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
She's one of the best at blowing bubbles.
Yep.
Stephanie Morgan.
Yeah.
Stephanie
Take shortstop
Morgan
for me.
Stephanie Morgan is just an all-around good player at every sport. She's not elite at anything, but she's good at everything.
And she has like two good things she's pretty good at.
Right. Great role player.
And she's also, I think, one of like 3 or 4 players to wear batting gloves
I love
in the
it.
game.
And you need a leader.
Like her,
she's a clubhouse leader.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Her, Nomar, and Derek are the only 3 people I know that wear batting gloves in the game for sure.
No, he probably does. He's too cool.
Well, that's a great segue because my next pick, I mean, we already have the speed with Pete Wheeler, but when the bases are as close as they are in Little League, speed kills. So my next pro off the board here, another lefty, 3 lefties in the top 5 here for the Crazy Fishes, but Kenny Lofton going off the board for the Crazy Fishes.
I like it.
He is so good. And if you get crazy bunt, he hits a home run almost every time.
Not almost. I don't think I've ever not gotten a home run when doing a crazy bunt.
Ken Griffey Jr. and Kenny Lofton are going to be 2/3 of your outfield. You are covered, my friend.
And Pete Wheeler will play right field, look at the butterflies, and occasionally hit dingers.
But he's so fast.
He's so fast. He'll catch those butterflies so quick.
You know, you
brought up that's exactly how Jack plays this game now.
You brought up a player who
picture like 9-year-old Jack
running analytics machines.
Oh my god!
You brought up a player who wears batting gloves, and this guy is the batting gloves guy, right? You grew up in our generation. You knew the Nomar shuffle. Nomar can field in this game. He can run. Guy doesn't hit for a lot of power in this game, but he does always get on base. Give me my shortstop and my leadoff hitter. I'm going to go Nomar Garciaparra.
Roll those R's. Nomar.
I like it. That, not going to lie, I was considering Nomar there, but.
And I now have, I guess I can. I was going to say I have a backup pitcher, but he's a pro, so it doesn't matter.
Can't do it. Can't do it.
Know your own rules, really. Gee.
Make the game rules, up, I can't even remember.
The rules do state that I am allowed to take another pro. So with that said, I came in this draft with a single agenda, and I'm sticking to it. We're going for as many 10 batters as possible. So Mr. Mark McGuire, come on down to the Mighty Melonheads. We are going to hit some nukes.
Look at all these steroids just going around Little Leagues.
Those juice boxes, what do you think's in those?
You got documentation? I am 12.
Mark McGuire was such a slow batter that even when he hit a home run, I would be like clicking the arrow to next base just so he could go. He was so slow when he hit a home run.
You just got to hit escape over and over and over again to get the animation to stop.
It was so bad.
Just start playing Gasolina now because my boys and gals are going to be rounding the base pass. We're not going to be fielding. We're not going to be – I mean, I do have a pitcher. That's fine. So we're going to need to throw – Amir Khan's going to need to throw a perfect game, and I'm just going to need to hit as many bombs as possible. That's the strategy.
Respect.
And so we've got back-to-back picks here. And obviously, I've exhausted the pipeline of being able to take pro. So we're going back to the backyard baseball kids. And this one's actually a tough one because some of the people I'm thinking of, not necessarily as high on them as possible. And some of the people who are higher batting, I'm not a big fan of. We got a couple people I'm taking a look at, really not a fan of. But you know what? I'm going to go off the beaten path here. We're going to go with somebody who I just think is hilarious. There's no rhyme or reason why he's going to make my team better, but Marky Dubois is the pick. I used to call him Marky Dubois because I didn't know how to say Dubois, but Marky Dubois, cooties, you are a
so the good news is between the steroids and the 2 bona fide morons that Mike has on his team, you clearly have the lowest IQ team out of this draft, which might be a good thing.
Oh, 1,000%.
We weren't going for IQ. We were going for hitting bombs and looking dope doing it.
I'm pretty sure it actually is Du Bois because I know Penn State Du Bois in central Pennsylvania is pronounced that way, and I don't think Marky Du Bois is French.
And Marky Du Bois looks hilarious, and he's a 7 pitcher. So between him and Amir, we actually have a really good rotation.
Like when Fat Joe and the Terror Squad said lean back, that's how Marky DuBois runs across all the bases.
All right.
All right, Todd.
We are quickly running out of good backyard kids.
Yeah.
Yep.
I forget
and
who
it's
you picked, Julie. I feel bad.
So far, I've taken Angela, Annie, Keisha, Larry Walker, and Nomar. So I have one more pro. Obviously, can't use it right now because I just took Nomar. But we are going to continue the trend of Errorfest 2023
Beauty.
and hope that our offense keeps that in check. Now, I was going to take a pro as my catcher, but you don't really need a catcher in backyard baseball because they don't really do much. So I could put anybody back there, and they're going to make enough plays. So give me one of the few guys left that can hit bombs and inexplicably moves like a track star. Give me Mr. Calculator himself. Paste, they call him.
Wow.
Dmitry
the VORP
Petrov.
on your team just skyrocketed.
Dmitry has a single higher IQ than Mike's entire team combined.
It's not even close, unfortunately.
This man is a walking error, but he looks so good doing it.
He is a walking error. He is so bad.
I do love Dmitry Petrovich, though. He's on his
hilarious. TI-84 out in left field.
He's calculating the thermonuclear dynamics of the base hit.
Paste,
it doesn't
baby.
make any sense, but it's happening.
All right, Dmitry.
Is he called Paste because he copies and pastes, or is he called Paste?
I think it's because he's himself pasty.
That might be it. If he ate paste, there's no way he'd be that smart, right?
You don't know that. Maybe
I don't know. Maybe that's the secret to life that we didn't
well,
get.
Charlie Kelly's kind of an idiot, so I can't imagine it's
fair.
Well,
he eats paint. That's different.
Straight. He does sniff it too. Okay.
Exactly. So,
all right.
That's how Dayman started. So is he really that dumb?
It's a good point.
Winter of the Night Man.
Well, I think
Jack,
one of the underrated, not even underrated, one of the best parts about Little League was not even what happened on the field. It was what happened off the field post game. Snacks. And my man that brings a snack to the plate every time he comes up, it's a different food. I don't even know what it's going to be. But Dante Robinson is going to be a member of the Crazy Fishes because my boy is just scarfing something down every time he comes up to the
sandwich.
Plate. Bangs a glizzy, bangs a double. Scarfs down a sandwich, slides into third. Dante Robinson.
Bartolo Colon had a 45-year career, and you know he was eating sandwiches mid-game.
Exactly.
He probably had a sandwich in his glove on the mound.
No doubt about it.
I just remembered in the rules that I cannot take a pro for my last pick, right?
Correct.
I have what, 4 more picks or 3?
You have 4, but 3 after you make this next one.
And then I have another one right after it. So,
by the way, who took Amir Khan?
Mike
did. Okay, because I started. See, I'm trying to color coordinate this thing so we could have results, and I messed up whose color is who.
I've got some.
I can't read either. I get it.
I've got some on my iPad as well.
So, Mike, you have Amir, Mark McGuire, Marky Dubois, Mikey Thomas, Sammy Sosa,
and Jocinda
Anybody
Smith.
else? Am I missing? And Jocinda Smith, right?
The MVP.
MVP.
What a team! I'm loving this draft.
We're caught up. We're good.
All right. So, since I have back-to-back picks, I'm surprised again that this pro lasted as long as he did, being as great as he was in the early 2000s. He's the captain. I have captains now on this team. Lots of leaders. I'm going to go with Derek Jeter.
Number 2.
The right pick.
Derek
because
Derek
I know
Jeter.
someone else is going to pick him pretty much if I don't here.
All right.
With my back-to-back pick, I like to keep families together. I like to make sure that I have plenty of pitching. And this guy's not too bad at a couple other things. I'll deal with the other stuff.
Uh-oh, I know who he's going to pick.
This is
Jack's
going
gonna
to
kill him. Jack's going to kill him.
I already picked Sally Dobbs. I'm going to take me a little Ronnie Dobbs.
Ronnie Bass.
Jack's just happy he doesn't have to draft him now.
The second to worst player in the game, may I add. And there is a clear-cut worst player in the game that we won't get to until the end of the draft. I don't think anyone's going to pick him, but God, Ronnie Dobbs sucked.
Jack definitely recently went on Backyard Baseball, created Zach Eady, made one baseball for every category, and then just lit his ass up for like 40 runs.
Yeah, Ronnie Dobbs sucks. I got one more pro. I might as well exhaust it right now. And I'm not confident in this, but I'm pretty sure this is the only switch hitter in the game.
Ooh.
I'm going to go with Chipper Jones as my last pro. He bats righty and lefty in the game, and I'm pretty sure he's like a 6 or a 7+ in every single stat. He'll play anywhere in the infield, so I gotta go Chipper.
I like that pick. I do. There's a couple of pros, by the way, that my list doesn't encapsulate for some reason, and I don't know why it happened. Because there is a pro who is underrated in real life that I'm going to try to hold on to because I think he's underrated in this game. But before I do that, what's that?
I'm definitely going to take it now. So,
well, I have 2 picks before you pick again, so it doesn't.
Well, I don't know how to read.
Well, we know that.
Well,
I am going to go because I need to balance this out a little bit. I've been hitting bombs and making errors. I need somebody who can field. I need somebody who can run the bases a little bit. If this person can hit their weight this season, I will take it. I am going to go with a one-hitter, Vicky Kawaguchi, because she does everything else well.
You just lost your membership to Video Spot.
Dang it.
All righty.
That means Mike's on the clock for 2.
Wow. Thank you for taking Vicky Kawaguchi. It was never going to take her. I'm just kidding. I am going to go with my third and final pro. And this is a guy I'm very excited about because, first and foremost, we need as many hitters as possible.
He does steroids.
No, he does not do steroids, but he is still a 9-hitter. Mr. Tony Gwynn goes by Pal. Big Tony Gwynn guy. Not only is he a 9-hitter, we've got him as an 8-fielder. He's still fast. He may not be able to pitch, but we don't need him to pitch because he's a pro. So we're going with Tony Gwynn, still the best guy left on my board of pros. So we're going to just round him out there, take Tony Gwynn, and we'll keep moving on because I do have 2. And this guy, I'm actually kind of excited about the swag factor. Actually, this guy has the opposite of swag, but we're going to turn into swag. Mr. Bonkers, Jorge Garcia, 8 batting,
the worst
6
player
running.
in the game.
Wow.
No. Dude, that guy's got massive glasses.
He said no. Like he was so certain.
Like, no, he's fine.
Not the worst player in the game. You didn't say Kimmy Ekman or Ricky Johnson. We're fine.
Jorge Garcia, the definition of will not get my jersey dirty during the game.
He's an 8-hitter.
The most white-collar player in the game.
Got to go with him.
All right.
Georgie.
After you give my pick crap, but yet you pick Jorge Garcia.
Yeah. Vicky Kawaguchi's a 1-hitter.
Yeah, but she moves and fields well, and she can throw a little bit if I need another arm.
That's just every fielder.
Backyard, or Little League, you only have one good pitcher anyway. The next person is just the person who could throw the ball down the middle of the plate.
Joke's on you. I got a rotation.
Yeah, you're on like an elite squad.
We're either hitting bombs or striking out every time. That's the name of the game over here.
All right. I am going to pick my last pro, and I'm leaving a lot of really good pros on the board. I think we're all going to leave a lot of really good pros on the board. I'm going to leave my all-time favorite player in Vladimir Guerrero on the board because I think I can do a little bit better. This guy, as I said, I believe is underrated in real life, and I think he's underrated in this game. Give me, from the Detroit Tigers, Mr. Juan Gonzalez.
Love it.
Good pick.
Speaking about hitting bombs, you redeemed yourself for the last one. I like that one a lot.
So I guess I have 2 more picks left. Both have to be backyard kids. Just based on, again, pure rankings, that YouTube video that I watched because I had too much time on my hands the other couple days. This guy was actually top 10 in rankings. And one of my favorite sayings in baseball is, that guy's got wheels. This guy literally has wheels. So at catcher, and yes, I know we said we didn't have to pick positions, but at catcher, we're going to pick Kenny Kawaguchi.
Did you have a
Boo?
Did you have a quota on Kens that you needed to hit for today's game?
No,
because you got all 3.
But I think I got him. Yeah.
Mark, you're up for 2, buddy.
I'm just so upset because I was definitely going to pick Kenny because I didn't be able to make the wheels joke. Man, this is getting a little tougher now. I got a pro I got to take, right? And then finish her off with one of these bums, these jabronis. Because that's what's left, right? We got jabronis.
Yeah, it's a bunch of average to below average players.
So I'm looking for a good role player, right? I'm looking for somebody that can get a job done and just essentially not get in the way. I'm gonna go. So I gotta go with my pro first, and I'm torn because there's one guy I just love playing with, and there's one guy that is like the right pick probably. But I'm gonna go with the one that I like to play with. I want to take Barry Larkin off the board. Barry's one of my favorites, and it's one of Jack's favorite things. It's super fast.
Yeah,
and like Jack takes all of the Kens, you're taking all the Barrys.
Got all the Barrys.
Oh yeah, you just want Barry.
Barry Larkin has such a flat swing in backyard baseball.
Well, that means we know that Mike's taking Mike Piazza because he's got to get his.
I can. I've already used my 3.
You're out of
pros.
I don't like Mike Piazza in this game, though. I don't think he's as good as he should be.
He's not.
Can't run. No. Jason Kendall's better in this game.
Has everyone picked all their pros?
I have, yes.
Yeah, I think this is the last round, so it's.
You know who was a really good pro that
we snake one more time?
He had a short ass bat in the game, but like Raul Mondesi.
Oh yeah, he was good.
What a good little. He flew around the bases.
And we left Cal Ripken on the board, I think.
Yep. Left A-Rod on the
board. Cal Ripken was just good at fielding.
A-Royd.
A-Royd.
I really wanted to take Vlad. Like
A-Rod actually sucked in this game. If we're being honest, he was not good.
You get Derek Jeter, you don't get A-Rod.
No, you get Derek Jeter and Nomar. Put him up the middle.
Exactly.
That's your double play combo.
I just draft J-Lo.
All right. So with my last and final pick, I'm going to round out my rotation.
Mark, you have 2 more picks.
No, he just has 1. He picked 1 already.
My last pick. I took Barry Larkin.
Oh, you're right. Never mind.
Yeah, this guy.
Can't read. Can't read.
It's not his fault he can't read.
They do be saying that. Can't read.
It is.
To round out my my team here, I'm going to pick one more arm who can also do enough, I think, for me hitting, and he's going to field every one of your bombs that you can hit off of my amazing pitchers. He's tall, he's long, and he's got funny bones. The super duper monsters select Ernie Steele.
Great pick.
Good pick.
Get your tall, lanky ass over here.
That is a good late rounds.
He was the last. He was the last good kid, I think, left probably.
Correct. If a 7-on-7 football game ever broke out, your team would win.
Yeah.
Just go moss people.
Yeah. Ernie Steele. That's an elite pick right there.
I wish you guys could have seen me go up and down the list 9 times. Like, oh my God,
who's not even taken? Left?
Who has not just only 2?
By the way, this is kind of an indictment on the players that we don't select because there's 29 backyard kids and we took 24 of them. The 5 that remain are trash.
They stink.
Have fun, boys.
I mean, to be fair, I agree with Mike. I think after Mark's selection right there, there's no kid on my list that I actively want to select per se. So the selecting the next kid is purely because we got good enough baseball players. We got Dante that brings the snacks. The only other great part about Little League was when you showed up on a team that had a great jersey. The only kid in this game whose parents could buy us the best jersey is Mr. Reese Worthington, the richest man in this game. So I'm going to grab Reese. I'm going to stick him in right field so he doesn't do anything. And I'm just going to make his parents buy us the cleanest swag so that the crazy fishes have great uniforms and a great 1 through 8. And then Reese just camps his ass out in right field.
Also, by the way, the chart that I'm using right now typed Reese Worthington as Reese Witherspoon.
I was wondering. I'm looking at it like
I don't know why. I just noticed it. All right, so I got to take a kid as well. I mean, we all have to take kids. It's the last round.
They're literally all kids. Even the pros are kids.
Oh, that's true. We have to take a backyard kid. Excuse me.
They're old kids.
And there's some players on here that I don't want, and I think we're all kind of running into that issue as well. I don't see a solid player anywhere except for one player left. And I am happy that this player is still on the board. Now, she is going to have a very tall strike zone because she is like 6'8".
Oh,
I'm going to take somebody that's got a little bit of pop. Again, can't field, runs a little bit, but this is a good ninth player.
Daddy long
right?
legs.
Somebody who can give me a little bit something down towards the bottom of the lineup. Let me get
crazy legs.
Billie Jean Blackwood.
Damn.
Why am I just like not? I can't remember.
One pick ahead of me.
Oof. She looks like Marky DuBois, but with less buck teeth and longer hair.
That is
and
tough.
Mr. or Ms. relevant to this draft will be.
That is tough right there. Do I only have one more?
You have one more. You're the last pick.
The last and final pick of this draft. The first annual backyard baseball draft on Crossing the Line podcast.
Man, that's a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure.
Like and subscribe.
I do love the Weber sisters. You guys know I love the Weber sisters, but they do stink. And I want to have the most hillbilly hickish team in the fantasy football, or rather the backyard baseball land.
Oh, I know
you're trying to dingers.
There's nobody over a 5 batting right now, but we're gonna go with a 5 batting and go with the Mad Dog Lisa Crockett. Marky DuBois, Lisa Crockett rounding out the lineup there. I tell you what, I reckon we are about to hit some dingers.
I'll tell you what, they probably actually have the best snacks because they're getting caught at the field and then also cooked at the field.
Squirrels, watch out.
What do you guys think the over-under is? What is the line set at grades failed from Mike's team? 6.5.
I think it's like 6 holdbacks and like 3 failures. 6 where they're like, "Are you sure? Are you sure we should?"
My team's great.
Your team might play baseball, but they can't read.
You have the most JUCO team ever.
I think when you were younger, they did build in that extra year where they were like, you could choose first grade or you could choose kindergarten, and then you're like, I choose first grade, and they're like, oh, you're old for your grade, and then you say I choose kindergarten, they're like, oh, you're young for your grade.
Yeah, they make you not feel stupid as a 6-year-old. Probably a good product to not set a 6-year-old up for failure. All right, guys. Well, that was the very first annual backyard baseball draft here on Crossing the Line podcast, and we will put together the results of our draft, and we will post them, and you will have the ability to vote on who has the best team. And we're trying to figure out, as we do this, a way in which we could get an emulator of some sort to all of us put these teams in action and play each other. So if we can do that, we will certainly make videos and do stupid commentary over top. The 4 of us do have play-by-play experience, and we're also a bunch of idiots. Yeah. So it should be pretty fun.
We're weirdly better at play-by-play than what we're doing now.
I want to be play-by-play number 1.
Mark's always play-by-play number 2.
This is not fair.
See, it says it right on the schedule.
Damn it.
Anyway, we will put these teams together, and you'll have the ability to vote on them. But please, before we get out of here, if you don't mind, hit that like and subscribe button on the Crossing the Line YouTube channel. We greatly appreciate everything that you guys do for us. And of course, you can check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere you get your podcasts. You can find Crossing the Line. So, guys, before we get out of here, we'll be back next week to a full podcast. But before we get out of here, what are your thoughts on your teams?
Honestly, I think I made out with the best team by far. With Pablo Sanchez, Jeter, Barry Bonds. My pitchers are all at least pretty good. I think I got the best pitching rotation for sure. Y'all are fucked, honestly. Y'all are fucked.
Yeah, I mean, the Crazy Fishes would respectfully disagree. You have the greatest backyard player of all time. I have 2 of the top 5, and Ahmed Khan and Pete Wheeler. And then I have 2 of the top 5 pros, and Ken Griffey Jr. and Kenny Lofton. So while Kenny and Pete on first and second, Steele second and third, Griffey's just banging homers over the right field fence. 3 runs easy.
I do like it, but you know what? You know what? We live up to our name, the Mighty Melonheads. We're like Mr. Gallagher in the Geico commercial. We were just smashing melons. Everybody on my team, aside from like one person, is a 8 batting or higher. We're going to live and die by the long ball, and Amir Khan's locking it down on the mound. We've got Mikey Thomas, we've got Sammy Sosa, Josetta Smith, Mark McGuire. The roids are flowing in these juice boxes, but I don't give a shit. I don't give a rat's ass. We're coming for the title.
They're not testing in Little League. I know.
I think, guys, you might have the on paper best teams, but when we get on the field is where it matters. And I think I have a deceivingly good team because I think that I picked some sneaky good talents that maybe you guys passed up on. Now, Vicky Kawaguchi might hurt me a little bit, but other than that, I think we're going to be all right. So we'll figure out a way to get this thing done.
Hey, Kenny, I know one thing. Kenny's going to roll over Ricky when it comes to playing time.
And on that note, thanks so much for hanging out with us right here on Crossing the Line podcast. Good night.